Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new video. And today we're gonna haul all my December products. I have a full basket, as you can see, and we're gonna go through that. Also, if this is your first time here, hi, my name's Sasha. I love indie makeup, I love colorful makeup, especially eyeshadows. And there's gonna be a lot of eyeshadows this month. I was a little crazy in December, I guess. But a lot of it wasn't bought in December, so I think that kind of saves me a little bit, maybe. So, first I have the Got to Be Powerful Volumizing Styling Powder. I have the bottle somewhere else, but I have a similar powder in a different line and I wanted to test which one is better, and I love them both. I like these powders simply because they don't stick your hair together and they're a little bit nicer to work with than like serums or like liquid products, and they really add some volume and a little bit of texture to the roots, so I really like this one. So then we have I repurchased my Balea niacinamide serum. I've used one up last month. It's in my December empties and I immediately bought new one and I'm already using new one, so I've already talked about this one and I will talk about it in the empties, which I think are already up, but in case they're not, they're gonna come out in a bit. So really love this one. Then I'm also trying the Balea Beauty Expert Calming Serum with 0.3% ceramide complex. It's a very nice kind of like milky, almost creamy serum. It's very thick. It could be a moisturizer, honestly, and I like to use it when I also use my retinol serum, so I mix this with the retinol and I think it works wonderfully together. I really like the concoction because I'm using the revitalift serum from L'Oreal, and I've noticed that if I want to use it more often, like every day, every other day, it's better to use with the ceramide serum because it's not too strong and it's easier for my skin to tolerate it. Then I have the Anskate, I'm not really sure if that's how you pronounce it, hydrocolloid dressing like pimple patches. These are from pharmacy. There's 36 patches. I mean, I love that they're really stretchy and they seem to last really nicely. They have UV protection as well, so you can use them throughout the day. And they're nice, but I feel like they were too expensive for what they are. But I feel like they really suck the goop and the like all the bacteria and everything out of the pimples. I have pimple patches that last a little bit longer. They stick a little bit longer. This one, it's only like either for a whole night or like a day. It's just like 9 hours, 10 hours max. It doesn't really last longer than that for me, especially in areas that are a little bit more oily, like the areas that I get pimples. I think that it only lasts like 9-10 hours. Then I have the Neutrogena Clear and Defend 4% ceramide and Panthenol Gel Moisturizer. This moisturizer is amazing. I've been using it pretty much the whole December, I believe. This is great. It keeps your skin in check, you know, if you have like pimples or something, it helps with that. But the Panthenol also hydrates the skin and helps to build up your skin barrier. It's really like jelly formula, quick absorbing. It's really nice, and I love that it's hydrating but not overly thick or greasy, like you don't feel it on the skin, and that's what I like about this product the most. And I'm really falling in love with Neutrogena. Then I have the L'Oreal Paris Revitalift Clinical SPF 50 Plus sunscreen. This is the daily anti-UV fluid sunscreen with antioxidant and vitamin C. This is amazing. This is the same formula as the Garnier fluid sunscreen that I've always talked about. I recently mentioned it in my skincare empties for 2023. These are comparable. I think they're the same formula. I didn't really notice any difference. I could buy the Garnier one and try like one half of the face with this and the other half with the other one, but I'm pretty sure that it's the same thing, or it's so similar that I can't tell them apart. And I've had 3 bottles of the Garnier one, so I'm very accustomed to it, how it works and how it feels, and I'm very used to that one. So if you've ever tried the Garnier one, or if you wanted to try that one, and you also have this available, just pick whichever one is less expensive for you. Where I live, they're pretty much the same price, but I know that in other countries, these brands can cost differently. So just pick whichever is less expensive for you. Or if there's some kind of ingredient that you're allergic to, then you can pick whichever one would work for you better. But I think they're the same. Now, we only have one fragrance left, and then we're gonna get into eyeshadows. So I bought a new fragrance, and it's the Jenny Glow Olympia Eau de Parfum. This is how the bottle looks like. And as you can see, there is a little bit of it used up. I really like this fragrance. I like this kind of fragrance family. It's very like, it's vanilla scent, but it also has some citruses. It's not completely like a cupcake vanilla, it's more like a lemon cheesecake with vanilla, or I don't know, some like citrusy cheesecake. I don't know, it's not a full like sweet dessert. You can smell a lot of the citruses, the vanilla, and then something like spicy in it as well. It's not too overpowering. It lasts really nicely for quite a long time. I usually spray it when I go to work, and I could smell it on me when I came back from work, so I think it lasts quite a long time. I love the bottle. I love that it's kind of more like a sleek bottle. You can very easily take it with you if you're traveling or something. It's not too big of a bottle either, and it was very inexpensive. I was really surprised with how good this smells and how good this lasts, considering the fact that it's not very expensive. I think this is probably the least expensive fragrance that I've ever owned that I liked this much. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, so that's the fragrance, and now let's get into eyeshadows. So 2 palettes that I'm wearing today. It's the Cosmic Brushes Winter Wonderland palette, and then the Lunar Beauty Siren Sunset palette. I'm wearing mostly the Siren Sunset because I haven't used this one for a while and I wanted to reach back into it. So we're gonna start with the Lunar Beauty Siren Sunset palette, and she's so pretty. She's so, like, I love looking at her. She's so pretty. Since I've made my review about this, which I will link down below, I pretty much only used the these two rows, like the colorful part. For the neutrals, I only use them like once, some of them twice. I think the darkest one I've used like twice. The other shades, the colorful ones, I use like 3 times, some of them 4 or 5 times, especially the iridescent shades. And I quite like this. I think I've made like 9 looks with this palette so far. And it's a nice palette that I could bring with me, maybe at either like these more like pastelier palettes or palettes with some pastel shades. I think this would actually be really pretty with the Delicious Delights palette from Cosmic Brushes. I think they would pair really well because you have mostly like dark shades here. The mattes are nice. I think this shade and this shade are a little bit more vibrant, and I would start with them if you want to use them because they're kind of hard to layer on top of something, so I would definitely start with these. The rest works amazing. The iridescent shades are stunning. The multichromes are nice. They're a little bit more softer formula. They're not too like extra, but I do see a lot of shift. I have the shade Siren on my eyes, and I used a little bit of the shade Sea Witch, but then I kind of stopped it with the pink pearl shade because I wanted the inner part to be like lighter, and these two are actually pretty much like this one almost looks deeper than this shade on the eyes for some reason. So yeah, they're very like smooth, very soft, not too crazy, both in the duochrome aspect and in the like shimmer aspect, but they're really pretty. And I'm very happy that I was able to try Lunar Beauty. I don't think it's gonna be my favorite palette, but I'm happy that I have her, and she's just beautiful. Then for Cosmic Brushes, I bought 2 palettes. So I bought the Winter Wonderland palette. That was the reason why I made my order with Cosmic Brushes at Cosmic Brushes, but I also bought the Muse palette because I've been meaning to try that one for a while, and now that you know it was during their Black Friday sale, so I just kind of went in and bought both of them. So the reason why I made the order was the Winter Wonderland palette by Cosmic Brushes. I love this palette. This is such a beautiful palette. As you can see, she's been used. She's been used a lot. I've been reviewing her. I've been reviewing her since like I don't know, second or third week of December, and I've been using her like a couple times a week. I've made 13 looks with her, so she's been used. I've used all the shades 3 times, or maybe there's a couple that I've only used twice, but it's just like maybe 2 or 3 shades. A lot of them I used either 3 times or even more. And when it comes to the formulas, it's the same amazing formula that I'm used to with Cosmic Brushes. I think the only like little problems that I would mention, the shade Calm and the shade Cold, they're very vibrant and sometimes they're hard to layer on top of sometimes other shades are hard to layer on top of them. So I would definitely, if you're gonna want to deepen them with something, I would first start with the darker shade and then use these two on top of it. I wouldn't really go over these two because it can get a little bit patchy. Then the 2 multichromes, the shade Atmosphere and the shade Winter Solstice, they're beautiful. They shift like crazy. They're really stunning. But they can crease a little bit, so I would, or they creased on me when I was using the NYX glitter primer, and I found out that it's better to spray my brushes with setting spray. I have a mattifying setting spray and use it like that. And the same goes for this shade called Breathe. That one also slightly creases. I only noticed it when I was using it on my whole lid, because usually I put it in the outer half and I don't have much creases there, so it's not a problem for me. And then the shade Comfort, this one looks great on the eyes. It's just slightly, it's pressed a little bit differently, and this one is a little bit stiffer formula. The rest is very like almost jelly-like. It's very soft. It's very like if you're gonna press your finger into it, there's gonna be a fingerprint. It's kind of jellier formula, and the shade Comfort is the only one that's kind of stiffer. And then what else I wanted to mention? And I wanted to mention the shade Icicle. It looks beautiful on the eyes. I just noticed that after I swatched this one, it created like a hard surface, like a hard pan, and I had to scrape the surface a little bit. None of the other multichrome, none of the other shades did that. It was just the shade Icicle. But once I scraped the layer, it was fine, and I've used it like twice since then, and there's no hard pan anymore. So I think it was just when I was swatching it, maybe I've had something on my finger, I don't know, this could have been my fault. Right now there's no hard pan, so I think it was just that. And yeah, and that's everything for this palette. So I really love her. I think she's amazing. I love that you have a cool toned palette that has no silver, no gray, and no neutrals. It's all just colorful, cool toned palette. I love that you have black, and I love that you have this super light one. So you can go any direction. You have more like pastel-y shades, really dark shades, some like almost neon-y shades. You have darkness in both the mattes and the shimmers. You have two beautiful inner corner highlights. So we have this one, which is kind of like golden white sheen. Then this one, which is like turquoisey, seafoamy, beautiful shade. And then you can obviously use the shade Winter Solstice. This one is light enough to use in the inner corner as well. So I'm very happy about this palette. It's probably not gonna be my most used palette, but honestly, I can't even imagine thinking about like blues or purples or cool tone greens and not think of this palette. I think this one is absolutely superior to any other palette that I have. And if you want any of these color stories, I think this is the best palette you can get. She's just so pretty. Like, it's insane how pretty she is, and I love all the looks that I created with her. Then the Muse palette, I've used this one 11 times, so a little bit less than the other one. But again, I've used all the shades twice, most of them 3 times. I think there's only like the shade Haze, maybe the shade Petal, and I think one of the green shades, either this one or this one, because they're kind of similar. So I've used one of them 2 times, one of them 3 times. And then I only used the shade Ambient once because it's not my favorite. I don't like these like neutral shimmers. I don't mind neutral mattes, but I don't like neutral shimmers. So this is gonna be a shade that I'm not really gonna use, but the rest is amazing. And I really love these color stories. I think this is gonna be a lot more used than the Winter Wonderland palette. Also because I like that you have a lot of different color stories that don't go completely together. Like, they're not from the same family, of colors. Like, this is all very similar family, but you have different tones here. You have the like almost mustardy yellows with the purples, with the pinks, with the greens, with the browns. So you have different like accents. And I like that a little bit more just because sometimes I do monochromatic looks if I need like something quicker, or if I'm just really like feeling a certain color, but a lot of the times I mix colors together. So I like this layout and this color story a little bit more. Also, I wear these colors more often than the blue shades. And you have a couple purples and a couple greens here as well, so they're not the same shades than in the Winter Wonderland palette, but they're definitely nice companion, and I'm very happy about this one. And she is so beautiful. Like, she's so beautiful. It's kind of like an old romantic garden, and I love her. And then the last palette is the What's Up Beauty Dragon Eye palette. And this is how she looks like. I said in the review that I would pretty much bought this palette even just for the packaging. She's just so pretty. And this is the inside. So really pretty as well. I love the shimmers here. I really like the shimmers. I think the shimmers go well with the packaging and with the theming. The mattes, they're not bad. They're amazing formula. They're super soft, super smooth. Like, they're a great formula. It's just not something that I'm gonna reach for the most. Like, the purples are nice, but I think I have a lot of different purples, so I don't need these. I quite like the shade Breath. It's just such a beautiful, like, a hot pink, but not, like, it's very nice, like, pinky color that would look beautiful as a blush. It's like very blushy pink. And I really like this. I've used this palette 9 times. A lot of the shades I used more than 3 times. The only shades that I haven't used 3 times is the shade Breath and Creature, because I don't use these shades as often, no matter, even if they look pretty, I don't use them very often. And I think that's it. Maybe also the shade Monster. I think I've only used that twice, but some of them I've used 4 times, and I really like them. It's beautiful formula. The only thing, the shade Myth and the shade Fierce, these two, they're a little bit more jellier. And again, I would recommend using them with setting spray instead of glitter primer, because they did crease on me a bit when I used them with the glitter primer. So that's that, but the rest works beautifully with glitter primer, so it's gonna look beautifully. It's gonna work beautifully with the setting spray as well. And it's super beautiful palette. I will link my Instagram reels with this one to show you all the sparkles, because I was able to capture it better for the Instagram than when I was trying to film it for YouTube. So I will definitely link that video if you want to see it, because it truly captures how beautiful this palette is in real light and in real life. And these are all the December products that I've been trying and reviewing. It's been a lot. This month's gonna be a little bit slower and easier, hopefully, for me, which is good because I don't have that much time. But let me know if you've tried any of these products. Let me know if you like any of them, or if this video helped you to decide. And let me know what was your recent purchase, or like if you got any fun Christmas gift, either from makeup category or like skincare or something. Definitely let me know. And I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will be very happy to see you in my next video. So have a great day, and I'll be happy to see you next time. Bye!